Aleks. I want to welcome you to my very first, let's say, real ASMR video. What do I mean by that? I guess I made some ASMR content in the past, but I never really uploaded anything to platforms like YouTube because I figured, well, if I'm gonna start with ASMR, I might as well have 2 microphones. In this case, today we will be using these microphones in a, I guess, more mono type deal, a simpler setup. I'll be talking to this microphone, and this microphone here on the side will be used to record hopefully pleasant blanket scratching sounds, or just smooth sounds like that. I'm just gonna try to keep these sounds up while I talk a bit, while I ramble a bit, and explain what I somewhat plan to do on this channel. So I made this channel like a month ago, on the 1st of July, when I figured, well, I've got the 2 microphones now. Well, you know, technically you can do ASMR stuff with my one microphone, but I'm like one of those kind of quality type people that like to have options, and starting out with one microphone didn't seem like particularly flexible. Also binaural stuff, etc. It's got like a whole small setup that I can build up. Anyway, I made this channel on the 1st of July, figuring, yeah, it's a nice date, but I haven't come around to actually record anything until, what is it now, the night of the 30th of July. It's like, I don't know, 4 a.m., something like that. So a very quiet time. There are no cars outside, very little noise, apart from like my tower PC that's like in that direction. But I believe we are far away from that to not be distracted by that. Interestingly enough, I can't talk for sometimes. I apologize. That's not an excuse. Sometimes I'm really bad with the words, but that won't be a problem, I think. I originally thought that I might be able to like record with the desktop PC, but I think I'll rather do that when I'm actually close to it. My cables for the microphones don't reach quite as far as I would like to, and I don't feel like buying more. So I have set up a laptop right across there. So the camera is there, the laptop is there, to record myself. And luckily the laptop is a bit quieter as well, so even if there's like lots of heat coming off of it, then that's not a problem. So, where did I continue? Where did I stop? Sometimes I lose myself in tangents. Sorry about that. But, so yeah, I'm recording a video now, right at the 30th of July, like 4 a.m.-ish. I don't remember, I didn't look at the clock. And I don't believe that the video, or like, I don't believe, words, right? Am I right? I believe that this video will come out on the 1st of August, actually, because I'll need some time, at least some time, to check over the audio and maybe edit a couple of things out, maybe some noises that might be a bit too loud. So this video will release on August 1st, which coincidentally, maybe not quite coincidentally, is my birthday. So technically the first video of this channel will be uploaded on my birthday, and can be used to like gauge the age of the channel. I hope this will be a recurring thing that I will be doing, like recording videos for the ASMR channel and uploading something on a fairly regular basis, maybe, hopefully. The current plan that I'm aiming for is like maybe one video a week. That should be decent enough to make, since I don't know how long the videos are gonna be. I don't know how much time I'll be having. I will be having. Is that a valid English? I'm not sure. Sometimes the schedule might be a bit filled with stuff like studies or work and stuff like that. But I think I'll probably find time to make one video a week. And on vacation I might like pre-produce stuff. But that's gonna be a worry for another time. Now we have to start first by having this video on the channel as the first one. Very simple. I thought I'd go for a more comfortable setting. I'm sitting on my bed actually. I put a nice starry cuddle blanket on top here with a nice pillow roll to support my lower back, and some pillows on the left and right that I just grabbed from the couch in the living room. And I hope this does indeed give off a nice comfy atmosphere, especially with the somewhat dimmed light. I did actually think to change the light, but I think it fits somewhat. It's not too bright. There's a lamp, like I've got a lamp over there with like 2 bulbs, and one of them has a bit of a colder color temperature than the other one. Those are like LED bulbs that I can set to whatever I want, like color-wise, warmth-wise, and stuff. Didn't think to change those to anything, but I think it works out nicely. Gives off a nice, like maybe evening or a morning atmosphere, depending on what you like. So yeah, a couple more scratches here, or whatever the sound might be described as. In the future, like I said, I probably will take a look into like binaural recording with the 2 microphones. I only have 1 microphone stand at the moment, so I'll see how that works with the camera, though that might not be a problem since I found out that the tripods that I use for softboxes actually have the same like screw that I currently use for mounting the phone that I'm recording with. So you're being recorded via a phone, and now my laptop has just entered an energy saving mode. I might want to like reset that. I'll be right back. Alright, and now I'm back. I have changed the energy saving settings on my laptop so it doesn't turn off the screen. That was a problem that I had once, and it never occurred to me that it might happen again. The way I found out is when me and a couple of classmates, or the other way around actually, a couple of classmates and me, recorded a video for uni. I set up a microphone setup. Nice. I basically set a couple of microphones up to capture higher quality audio than what was coming from my camera, my bigger camera, which I also have. It's like, I don't know if the quality is better than on my phone. I guess currently iPhones might have similar quality than like mid-tier bridge cameras from like, I don't know, 5 years ago or something, which is approximately what I have. So what turned out to be the problem was that I didn't check that the laptop was was being touched, basically. And if it's not being touched, then it enters energy saving mode, or rather it turns off the screen first and then enters energy saving mode. And if it enters the energy saving mode, it basically goes to sleep. Thing with that, I'm recording audio with Reaper. It's a digital audio workstation, and whenever, I don't know if it's the same thing with other DAWs or if it's a specific Reaper thing. I believe it would be with everything, because sleep mode just puts all the software to sleep. So when the laptop entered sleep mode, recording just stopped, and it went to sleep right before a take that we liked very much, and basically that ended up being like a take that we still used, but we had audio from camera only, which is comparatively quite crappy, because you can't expect really high quality audio from like a mid-tier bridge camera. Like the main purpose for that is actually taking photos and maybe doing some video recording, which is why I originally bought it. Recording videos of different things and taking pictures without the need of an additional lens, and it being somewhat cheap. More like affordable, because how expensive was it? I don't know, maybe 200 to 300 euro, which for a lot of people that's a lot of money. For me it is too, since I don't make too much money working. So that's more of an affordable option for what you get. I guess I could like go over why I have this equipment in the first place. So from when, for quite some time, I've been very interested in music, different types of music, various fields, various genres. But the very first real like breakthrough, I would say, was when I saw a video on YouTube, or like multiple videos actually, where people covered. I can talk, I assure you. Where people, my God, I cannot talk. Where people covered, there we go, different songs, mostly like dubstep, brostep type oriented songs, on a device called the Launchpad, the Novation Launchpad in specific. I think only Novation makes Launchpads. So I was very inspired by that. That was like, when was that? I think the first video that I saw was around 2014, so it was quite some time ago. And for the next couple of months I tried to replicate the same thing on a keyboard on my computer, which somewhat worked with a third-party program. I don't know what it was called. It was not the best, but it worked. So I basically played like some preset songs, like preset project files of like, what was it? I remember Skrillex Cinema on that, and some other songs, but it wasn't really advanced. It was only like a 6x6 grid, while real Launchpads have an 8x8 grid. I guess I can like actually show a picture of what the thing looks like on screen, or you can just Google it. Might make it a bit more comfortable in the end. This is just a rambling session after all. So yeah, I was very inspired by the videos that I saw, until in the end, I think, what was it? I think summer of 2014, so only a couple of months after discovering Launchpad videos, I bought myself my first Launchpad, which was the Launchpad Classic, or like the very first model, which was like a black chassis and like green silk screens, stuff like that. Wasn't really made for performances. By performances, I also mean like the covers consisted of like playing different samples of a song in a certain sequence to make the song sound like it normally does. Usually like stuff like drums and bass and stuff like that were separated from one another, so you can use both hands to perform the song, which was very cool and kind of advanced for the time. But the original device, the Launchpad Classic, was not made for visual performances, which are also a big part of the Launchpad community. So there was the Launchpad S after that, which was more optimized for faster light shows, etc. And in the end, that all turned out to be a big hobby of mine for a couple of years, like starting in 2014, going up to God knows. I think the last real Launchpad performance that I uploaded was I think June or July of 2019, so already 3 years ago. So I already have some experience with making videos, albeit a different type of video. In that case, a music performance. If you want to check out one of my best works, because it's a lot of work and it turned out quite well, you can type into the YouTube search bar Owl City Fireflies, which should be a song that is pretty well known. So Owl City Fireflies, and I guess if you type in remastered, and also my name, the name of my name of my Launchpad channel, which is RPG Alexi, which is spelled Aleksy, then you should see a video that is basically the pinnacle of what I did in the Launchpad community as a cover type, performance type video. It was quite a nice video actually. It was a lot of work. I think I worked on it for 2 years, just extracting the different instruments from the song, separating them, creating a layout to play the whole thing, creating a light show, which was also interesting. I may get into how the light show was created at a different point in time. Learning the whole thing actually was a big part, and a lot of work went into that, because it's a lot of synced movements and stuff. But you'll probably see that when you look up the video. So yeah, that was my first serious channel. I guess I had some channels before that, but they were quite, let's say, crappy and cringy, because I made them in my early teen years. And you can imagine a teen Aleks who is easily inspired, maybe not inspired, but influenced by certain YouTube trends. Let's just say I tried myself out at Let's Plays. It didn't turn out well, so I just terminated that fairly quickly and found other things to do. But yeah, to this day I have collected quite some experience in different fields, like video, like audio. So I figured might as well try something new. And since I have been a long time ASMR fan, looking at watching different videos from different people, that was one thing that I wanted to try, especially since quite some people, quite a number of people actually. I mean, not quite a number, like a couple of people told me that my voice was very calming in certain situations, and that generally, like, I think it might be the accent that I have, because I'm from Germany, as you might have been able to tell. I guess the accent makes a difference as well, compared to like other people that are based in the US or stuff like that. I guess specifically US and British ASMR artists, ASMR artists. Those might be the more, I guess, standard type. But yeah, it was like one of the points that I thought could make a good reason to try out a couple of ASMR videos. Maybe the voice is calming, and at the moment I'm, like you could tell, as you could tell, kind of in a soft speaking, partly whispering, I guess, type voice. I might try how pure whispering sounds with me and things like that. We'll look into that later. So yeah, coming to the origins of my ASMR fan being, that's not a word. I guess turn that sentence around. Where I started in the ASMR community was, I think the first video that I watched was a video by Gentle Whispering, so Maria, which is, I think, by now a household name. Lots of views, lots of fans. I think it was the video that was called Such a Good 3D ASMR Video or something like that, 3D binaural. It's like quite old at this point. Maria didn't have a too advanced camera setup or like whatever microphone setup at the time, but that didn't deter me from enjoying it still. And with time, my taste in ASMR has diversified. I found new people that I like to watch. For example, in the early phase, it was a lot of the Gentle Whispering, Heather Feather type stuff. What can I remember from back then? ASMR requests. So Ali. Who else did I watch? I think those were the top 3 people that I watched. Nowadays, there's a ton of people, right? A ton of people that do ASMR in many different styles, and yeah. And nowadays, I tend to mostly watch videos by Ephemeral Rift, which, oh my god, I mean, you most likely know a lot of people that I mentioned, all of them, and you'll probably know what quality Uncle E / Paul / Ephemeral Rift delivers, and the creativity and stuff like that. Also people like Fred's Voice ASMR, or recently Lloyd's ASMR. Who else do we have? We have people like I think I recently discovered Amy K ASMR, that's quite nice. Who else do we have? Lots of different people. I probably won't be able to remember all the names specific, because it's just so many, partly so many repetitions of either insert name here ASMR, or something with voice, or something whispering, many different alternatives to call it an ASMR channel. In my case, I tried a little play on words with my name being sandwiched between the acronyms, letters. So I guess you could say Aleks, but that doesn't sound particularly cool, I guess. I guess just Aleks ASMR would be fine if you wanna mention me. Yeah. Or if somebody else comes up with a better pronunciation of that, then I'm curious to know what that might be. Yeah. So those were the origins and kind of further history of how I got into listening to ASMR, enjoying ASMR, and now producing my first video, which I hope will turn out quite okay. If you're wondering, by the way, what, because I'm not quite sure if the camera sees this, this part, you might just hear what I'm doing here, but you can see that the cuddle blanket has some stars on it, and here where I'm tracing, there's another star. So I've been like rubbing across the star and like tracing the outline shapes and stuff like that, which is something to do while I talk, to just have something to do, right? And up until now, I gotta say it's quite enjoyable to just sit here and relax a bit, escape the everyday stress or noises and stuff like that, like street noises, cars, people wanting stuff from you, or general other noises. It's sometimes quite pleasant to get to calm down your mind and your ears, specifically if you may be like suffering from, I don't know, different things that you might be suffering from. God knows, anxiety, depression. Those are the classics that ASMR might help a little bit with, or a lot, depending on what type of person you are. But maybe it can even help to like calm your mind and distract from things like tinnitus or tinnitus, which is actually what I'm suffering from. Though suffering would be perhaps not the completely correct term, since usually I don't hear the tinnitus. It's only when I really concentrate, or like have nothing else to listen to or think about, I notice, oh, there's a high frequency sound, and I'm not sure where that comes from. I think I've had it since like somewhat childhood, like elementary school type deal. I've already heard that, so there's basically little to no chance to get rid of that. So I just gotta live with that. But since I usually have different distractions, like music, like different videos, like general stuff to do, it's not an active part of my life, which is quite pleasant. Some people might be suffering, like some people do suffer, not might be, some people do suffer from more severe tinnitus, which I think would be a horrible thing to have, honestly. I couldn't imagine like calmly living when the ears are just ringing all the time at different frequencies, or like at a certain frequency. That must be so tiring. But still, I do wonder what it is like for people who don't have tinnitus. Just like, I guess you can just like sit down, just nothing to listen to, like maybe at night, and just enjoy the quiet. Just no sounds, like kind of like that. Of course, I can't be able to. I'm not able to imagine how that's like, since it's not going away. But speaking of that, I remember watching a video by Rick Beato, who is a about US-based producer slash musician slash YouTuber slash he does a lot of different stuff, and that my name might be known to some of you as well. He made a video on his tinnitus, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, 2, 3, I can't remember, some time ago. And basically, he was describing like this very jarring, I guess, sensation of the ears are just ringing at frequencies that you can't just ignore. Like, I guess maybe higher mid-range frequencies that are just so penetrable in your ears, and that's staying for like 1 or 2 days and going away. I can't imagine like having that. It must be so not only annoying but also tiring. So maybe even depression inducing. I don't know how different people react to that, but overall not a pleasant experience. So yeah, luckily I don't have that. It's just fairly mild at the very top of my hearing range, so it doesn't interfere with too much. And my hearing range like spans from, what was it? It expands up to, what was it, 16,000 hertz, which isn't particularly much. I think at my age people have better hearing and can hear those higher frequencies well. I think that might be due to me listening to loud music in the past. Wouldn't be surprising. And it's kind of scary actually, like being 23 years old at the moment at which the video airs, gets released, 24. It's quite the scary thought how that might develop in the future. Like just continually decreasing the audible range. Sorry, by the way, if you hear different popping sounds, that's like I've got like those popping joints all over the place. Pretty much everything in my body can pop, so sorry if you hear that, and it's annoying. But yeah, back to topic. Yeah, it's kind of scary to imagine just basically like a filter going down and taking everything with it, like the higher frequencies, and basically eating up all the hearing range, especially since I do like making music, and the higher frequencies, especially for like cymbals and stuff, very important. If you don't have those frequencies, you are basically lost. You can't judge what's going on up there. Yeah. I think I'm going to check on the camera now and see if it's still recording, or rather the phone, because technically I plugged it into a power bank, but it's better to check up, not that I'm recording for ages here and you have a black screen or something. Would be kind of sad, but I mean, there's not much going on really, so even if it is a black screen, then I could like do a little fade out from whatever you see now, or like what you have seen, to black screen, to make like a to make like a transition to black, to sleep, things like that. So I'm just gonna check on the camera now. Alright, and I'm back. It is indeed recording, that's a very good sign. We are at approximately 36 minutes here, so I guess I'll slowly come to an end, so the video is not too long, maybe go for 40 minutes or something. For the first video, that should be fine. And yeah, I guess I can make some more blanket sounds, maybe add some possible beard scratching sounds, God knows, because I do have some facial hair that makes sound, or just leave that out and just scratch the pillow for a change for the last couple of minutes. sometimes my vocabulary just ends and I have no words to describe what I mean. So yeah, I'm just gonna take this yellow pillow and put it right here. Now that's a different soundscape, isn't it? Some whispering. I hope it's not too harsh, because the texture of the pillow is quite raw. It's not your typical pillow that you put on your bed and sleep on. It's really more of a pillow that you put on your couch and kind of relax on, and not particularly sleep on, like I said. Pillow patting. Now the only real visual feedback that I get, like the only feedback I get from the audio is the waveform display on Reaper, recording to stereo tracks. So I can see the rhythm approximately and the loudness. I think in the end I'll see if the audio sounds better if I put some compression on that, to like even out the sounds a little bit, because sometimes the sound might be a bit sometimes the sound might be a bit too quiet, sometimes it might be too loud, and a compressor will deal with that. Yeah. I just remembered I have something else to talk about for the last couple of minutes. What are my plans for this channel, which might be quite interesting. So as you might know, there's a lot of different channels with different topics that do stuff like role plays or just rambling ASMR or like nature or eating, cooking, stuff like that. Since my interest lies a lot in music, and not only like playing instruments, of which I have quite a few, but also like producing music, mixing, mastering, more like the mixing part, because I didn't get too much to mastering yet, at least not seriously. I might try incorporating some of those topics into my videos. For example, one idea that I had was taking a compressor plugin that I have and like going over it in an ASMR type fashion, maybe like printing out the user interface and pretending it's a real unit or something like that. It was an idea. It doesn't have to particularly work well, but the more ideas you have, the better. So that's one thing that I could do. Possibly run audio through those audio processors to create different soundscapes, especially like with stuff with, I mixed up words there again, especially with stuff like delays or reverb. That might be very interesting to do that's actually a good idea. Like, take different reverb plugins that I have and just run different ASMR type audio through it. Listen to how the reverb changes, how what the character of it is, because there's a lot of different sounds and characters in various different plugins and programs. So that could be something that I can explore and show you. What else? General, I guess some more unconventional ASMR that you don't see every day, really. I'm not sure if I'm the type for role plays myself, I might try like a couple to see how that works out. But generally I would like to stay on the topic of things that I know, things that I can talk about, things that interest me, and share my passion or passions with you in a mixed format. So you have the main channel that you can see on my main channel, on which I uploaded more serious music content. You'll have my secondary channel, which is Aleks.2, or like Aleks.2, or Aleks.2, depending on how you want to say it. That's where I upload all the bullshit type deals and random stuff. I also have, I think, 4, I don't want to call them episodes, but 4 videos uploaded where I basically take I basically take a video from Ephemeral Rift and chop it up in a funny way, basically a YouTube poop at that point. Like chop it up in weird ways, add weird effects to it, make it funny. That was a thing that I did for like 4 days in a row in like, I don't know, 2000, God knows, 2009 or something. Which was quite fun. But basically Aleks.2 is my random bullshit, whatever doesn't fit on the ASMR or main channel. Yeah. So you can check those out if you want. And yeah. It's gonna be an interesting time. Looking at my guitars, I might even make like a video where I do a little caring session, like a TLC session for the guitars, maybe clean them up, string them up new, polish them, whatever. I guess that could make for a nice video, especially since I've got a couple of guitars, so each one can get its own video, maybe 2. I think 1 should be enough. Where like showcase the guitar itself, explain stuff about it, the history, the features, and then clean it in a ASMR type fashion. I think that can be a good topic. Let me know if you would like that. So yeah. I hope the sound isn't too harsh, really, since where I'm sitting at, it does sound quite rough. So I hope it hasn't been too rough. Otherwise, I'll just put a filter on it and like EQ some frequencies out that can be a bit too harsh. I'll see about that. So I'll return to the almost said carpet now. Carpet is a thing for Charlie, if anybody remembers that character of Ephemeral Rift. Carpet scratching with Charlie. A very nice series. I like that series a lot. Like this kind of innocence of the person, of the character Charlie. Almost this childishness combined in an adult man. That can still be like very tingle-inducing. Like specifically the episode on I think it was the present pouch, where Charlie got a present pouch and there was a lot of stuff in it, like what was it, candy corn, and there was a toy inside, and Charlie basically showing off the toy and playing with it. It's some people might think it's weird that a grown man in his, what was it, 40s, 50s, I can't remember, lays on a carpet and films himself like playing with a toy for a child. But I find it quite different, quite tingly to like play pretend. It's like one of the things that I also like in ASMR, like playing pretend. For example, with a toy tea set, just like pretending there's liquid in there, and there's tea in there, and like, yeah, just not having the real thing, but having to actually use your imagination and imagine the sounds that might be coming out of the utensils, stuff like that. I might make a video in that style as well, because I haven't been able to find really good pretend videos, so I might make one for myself. Though I don't know how tingly I can get for myself, really. I assume that it won't be the case at all, since hearing my own voice probably won't be the most relaxing experience. For other people it might be, but I don't know how that works for other ASMR creators, if they experience tingles listening to their own voice. I guess they might experience tingles listening to things they do, not particularly what they talk about or whisper about. So rather things like scratching certain things, tapping stuff that I guess can induce, like self-induce ASMR. But that's going to be found out later. In the end, I'm very curious if people are interested in my content, even if just a handful of people is interested. That's already something. And if I manage to relax somebody, that's the goal achieved. And the more videos come, the more people are potentially relaxed, potentially put to sleep, potentially relieved of their insomnia, or whatever else you might use ASMR for. So yeah, I think that is probably it for this video. I think I'm at 45 minutes or 50 minutes at the moment, I can't check. But I think I've talked about everything that I wanted to talk in this little introduction, this little first video. If there's anything else, I can take another shot at a rambling video, because you can never have too much of those, right? Alright, so I would like to thank you for staying for this time, for watching this video, listening to this video. I would love to hear some feedback if you liked it, what I can do better. And I wish you what do I wish you? Like, wishing him good now is a very Paul type thing. I don't want to steal his saying. So I think I'll stick to wishing you a good whatever time it is for you right now. Just yeah. I'm not sure how to end this really. I guess for the first video I can reference my favorite ASMR artist, that being Ephemeral Rift, and wish you a good now. Which I don't think he'll be too upset about, since it's all a wholesome community here, isn't it? Alright, I'm just gonna continue with those noises and fade out. And see you next time.